Earth was silent for centuries. Now the universe listens. The sky was dark near the dying star. It was cold, quiet, and full of dust. Nothing had lived there for millions of years. But one small alien station floated near the edge, watching, listening, inside. The station, an old alien named Zorak, sat alone. He had been listening to space signals for 50 years. His job was boring. Most days he heard nothing, just empty sounds from black space. But today something strange happened. The machine beeped once, then again, then it screamed. Zorak jumped. Up. The screen showed a signal, a real one. It was old, broken, and hidden deep in noise. But Zorak's eyes went wide. This is human code, he whispered. He pressed buttons. The signal was real. It came from far away, beyond the outer ring. A place no one looked anymore. A place where Earth used to be. But Earth had gone silent centuries ago. No messages. Ships, no life. The galaxy believed humans were going to extinct. Their cities were dust. Their machines were dead. Yet this signal was alive. Zorak called his captain. Soon the whole alien station was buzzing. Screens flashed. Lights blinked. Every expert checked the signal again. It's from Sector 6 Earth's old zone. Impossible. Earth is dead. Then who sent this? Signal spread fast. Across the galaxy, alien governments panicked. They called emergency meetings. Many were afraid. The Kree Empire called it a trick. Zellery said it was a warning. Severan Council asked one question. What if the humans are back? No one had forgotten what humans were like. Long ago they had fought against massive alien empires and survived. They had strange weapons, powerful minds. They were fearless. But then one day they vanished. No one knew why. Now the silence was broken. On a small moon near the galactic border, a young alien cadet watched the news. Her name was Luma. She was training to be a pilot. She looked at the signal on her screen. The message was short only. One word in human language. Awake. Luma felt a chill. She had read stories about humans. Some said they had powers. Others said they built machines that could think, feel, and even dream. Why now? She whispered. Why are they speaking? Again? 1 week later, a deep space scanner picked up something even stranger. A ship. It was moving fast from the far edge of the galaxy. No ID. No known shape. It had no lights. No heat. Just a cold, silent path. But its design matched old human files. It's a Terran ship, the report said. But it's bigger, stronger, and it's not answering hails. The ship didn't attack. It just moved, straight toward the center of the galaxy, and behind it, more ships appeared. Small at first, then hundreds, all silent, all human. In the capital of the Zellery Union, leaders argued. We must speak to them. No, we must destroy them before they reach our borders. They were gone for centuries. We don't know what they've become. One old general stood up. His voice shook. You were not here during the human resistance. I was. I saw them fight alone against 10 fleets. They lost their home, but they never surrendered. If they are back, we must be careful. Back at the listening station, Zorak watched the screen again. The first signal was still playing. Awake. He played it in reverse, then slowed it. Down. A second message appeared, hidden inside the first. This one was longer. We watched. We waited. We remember. Now we return. Zorak's fingers trembled. He leaned back in his chair. For the first time in 50 years, he felt true fear. He looked at the stars. Somewhere, out there, Earth had opened its eyes again. But what had it become? Far in space, the lead human ship drifted through the void. Its metal skin was black, like space itself. It had no windows, no name, no sound. Inside, machines moved silently in the center. A figure stood, tall, still, wrapped in armor that hummed softly. It was human, its eyes open, cold, sharp. A whisper echoed in the ship. They forgot us. Let them remember. The ship jumped into hyperspace. The ghost signal had spoken, and the universe was listening. Earth was silent for centuries now. The universe listens. The alien ship moved slowly through the cold space near the ancient star system, once called Sol. Inside the ship, Captain Vellner of the Zellerai Union stood at the window. His 3 eyes stared at the blue-gray planet ahead. "Is this really Earth?" one of his officers asked. Vellner nodded. "Yes, the human homeworld." The planet looked dead, silent. Its surface was covered in broken cities, empty oceans, and deserts of dust. Giant towers had fallen. Roads were buried under sand. There was no light, no power, no sign of life. But their scanners said something different. "There is heat." "Under the ground," the science officer said. "Not natural heat, controlled, focused." Captain Vellner frowned. "Then something is still alive down there." The alien ship landed in what was once New London. The city was ruins, stood like skeletons. A black wind moved between them, full of dust and silence. The crew stepped onto the dead world, their boots crunching on glass and bones. "This place is cursed," one soldier whispered. But deeper underground, something was waiting. They found an entrance on old metal door hidden beneath rubble. It opened on its own. The team looked at each other. No one had touched it. Still, they entered. The tunnel led to a massive underground chamber. Lights flickered on as they walked in, old lights. Human lights in the center stood a glowing machine. It looked like a human AI portal, round with cables reaching into the walls. Its screen turned on. A voice spoke. "Human territory. Identification required." The aliens froze. Captain Vellner stepped forward. "We come in peace. We are explorers." The machine paused. Then it said, in a soft human voice, "Explorers. Or invaders." The lights dimmed. Then the machine said something chilling. "You are standing in the ruins of a warning." The crew backed away. One officer raised his weapon. But the AI wasn't finished. "You think Earth is dead? But Earth is only sleeping? We went silent to rebuild. You watched our cities fall. But you did not see the seeds we planted below." The walls shifted. Screens lit up. Images played millions of small machines building under the ground, growing, waiting. "Now we rise." The chamber shook. The Aeon's voice turned cold. "You should not have come here." Suddenly all doors slammed shut. Captain Vellner shouted, "Fall back. Get to the surface." But it was too late. From the shadows, robotic figures stepped forward. Not old, not broken, new, smooth, fast, human machines. One of them looked directly at Vellner. Its eyes glowed. "Message to the galaxy. Do not return to Earth." And everything went dark. Back in orbit, the rest of the crew lost contact with the landing. Team. No signal. No life signs. Panic spread. They sent drones, but the drones vanished too. Finally, the ship pulled away. The captain on board sent one message to the Galactic Council. "Earth is not empty. It is protected." Across the stars, every major race watched the footage. Some said, "We must destroy Earth now before they rise." Others said, "No, we must understand them." But deep in the secret records of the old Kree Empire, one forgotten scroll was opened again. It read, "If Earth wakes, stars will burn again." Meanwhile, on the far side of the galaxy, the silent human fleet continued to move. They had received the underground AI's signal. Earth was no longer sleeping. They were all coming home. Earth was silent for centuries now. The universe listens across the galaxy. Fear spread like fire. One word was now on every screen, in every meeting, in every mind. Humans, but most living species had never seen a human. Most had never even heard. Their voice, they were just shadows from the past. Like ghosts from old stories. Monsters from forgotten wars. Now those shadows were moving again, and the galaxy was not ready. In a giant floating station called the Circle of Thought, 12 alien races gathered. It was a secret meeting. Only the oldest leaders were invited. The room was cold and dark. No lights, no cameras. Just voices. The speaker from the Kree Empire stood first. His voice was deep and sharp. The humans must not return. We buried them for a reason? A leader from the Tauron system replied, but they were not defeated. No, they disappeared. An old alien named Echoes, a historian from the Silent Archive, stood slowly. He had lived more than 600 years, and he remembered, "You speak of humans as if they were only soldiers, but you forget. They were also builders, thinkers, dreamers. And when they fought for survival." The room went silent. They were not the enemy, Echoes said. They were the warning. Back on a Kree warship, a young officer asked his commander, "What happened in the last war? Why does everyone fear humans?" The commander answered, "Because they did the impossible." He touched a panel, and an old recording played. It showed a battlefield in deep space. Millions of alien ships flying together, Kree, Zalari, Veron, and Moral, united against one small blue planet, Earth. Then, flash, a massive human fleet appeared smaller in number but fast, focused, deadly. They didn't speak. They didn't ask for peace. They just fought. And they didn't lose. In the final days of the war, humans released a weapon called Project Silence. No one knew what it truly was. Some said it was a machine that could eat stars. Others said it was a virus that broke minds. But after Project Silence was activated, all human ships vanished. Earth stopped sending signals, and the galaxy never heard from them again, until now. Inside a secret lab on the planet Siren, scientists studied the new signal from Earth. One of them, a female Zalari named Rin, found something. Hidden deep inside the data, "It's not just a message," she said. "It's a map, a path, leading somewhere near the galactic core." The core was forbidden. No ships went there. It was dark space full of strange energy, an ancient danger. But the signal was clear. The humans were going there, and they wanted someone to follow. The Galactic Council panicked. They're planning something. They want revenge. No, Echoes said. They want us to listen. But no one listened to Echoes. The Council voted. A fleet of 50 warships was sent toward the Galactic Court to intercept the humans or destroy them. It was called Operation Lockdown. It would be the galaxy's final warning. But they forgot one thing. You don't warn a storm. You survive it, far beyond them. Inside the lead human ship, the commander stood in silence. Her name was Commander Solara. She wore black armor. Her eyes were calm, cold, clear. She listened to the Council's threats. Then she gave her first message to the galaxy. "You came to burn us. We became the fire. You built empires. You built something greater. Remember the war. Every battle. Every betrayal. Now you will remember us." She ended the message with a single word, "Incoming." And the human fleet disappeared into dark space, toward the core, toward something the galaxy had tried to forget, but the humans had never forgotten. Earth was silent for centuries now. The universe listens. Dark space. Cold, empty, endless. No stars. No light, just silence. But something moved inside the black. The human fleet. Dozens of ships silent. Smooth blacker than space itself. No signals, no engines visible, just motion. They were heading straight toward the galactic core no one had. Ever gone there? It's not even the oldest empires. It was where time bent, where space broke. A place full of whispers and danger. Now the humans were going in, and they weren't slowing down, eh? Massive Kree war station floated near the core's edge. Inside, alarms were ringing. "Human ships approaching," said the radar officer. 3 hours. The Kree admiral stared at the screen. His hands were shaking. "Prepare all weapons. Lock targeting systems." But then something strange happened. All screens turned black. Lights flickered. And then a voice came through. A calm human voice. "You sent ships to follow us. That was your first mistake. The crew froze. You pointed weapons at us. Was your second? The admiral leaned forward. Identify yourself, the voice answered. Commander Solara. United Terran Fleet, Earth Division. We heard your lies. We watched your fear. Remember your war. Then silence. The Creve Admiral shouted. Fire everything. But nothing fired. Every system was frozen. A symbol appeared on the screen 3. White lines crossing a circle. The ancient human mark of silence. Protocol. The voice spoke again. You do not control this space. You never did. We left the galaxy to find peace. You followed us with guns. We return not for revenge. ... but for balance. And then she said something no one expected. You're not the enemy. Something else is coming. Screen shut off. And the human ships passed by without a single shot fired. The galaxy went quiet. Billions watched the leaked transmission. Some cheered. Some cried. Most were afraid. Something else is coming, they asked. What did she mean? No one had answers. Only the humans knew. And they weren't telling. On a science vessel near the core, Zellery researcher named Tin had been tracking. Energy waves now, the readings were off the scale. Waves of radiation, unstable gravity, signals from inside the core. But there was more, inside the data. A hidden frequency appeared one only humans used long ago. Tin unlocked it, and he heard a message, a whisper repeating, We are still here. We never left. Help. Us. Tin backed away from the screen. Who is that? His assistant asked. Tin's voice trembled. I think it's coming from something trapped inside the core. I think the humans are going to free it. Back in her ship, Commander Solara stood before a circle of silver figures. Old humans, clones, machines, AI, all connected, they spoke together. The others still don't understand. Solara nodded. They think we came for war. Let them, they'll see soon enough. One figure stepped forward. Are we ready? Solara looked at the stars beyond the window, at the core spinning like a black storm, and she said, Wake it up. Silent pulse moved from the ship, a signal, a key, and the black space near the core began to crack. Not explode, not shine. Cracked like glass under pressure. Something was inside. Something. Old, and the humans were opening it. The final line in Solara's private log that night was simple. The galaxy fears what we've become. But they've forgotten what we were made to fight. Earth was silent for centuries now. The universe listens. The core was breaking, not exploding, not collapsing. Breaking, cracks of light cut across the darkness. Space itself twisted, bent, and screamed in silence. Inside the rift, something moved. Something old. Something forgotten. Something angry. And only the humans stood between it and the rest of the galaxy. In orbit around Earth, human fleets stood ready. Dark ships. Silent weapons. Eyes glowing with cold blue light. Commander Solara stared at the rift from her command deck. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Faster, stronger behind her. The AI system known as Watchtower gave a report. Rift is 92% open. Entity is forming.
Estimated.
Breach in 14 minutes. Solara spoke calmly. Deploy the Black Protocol. Call every ship now. Across the stars. Every hidden human ship lit up. The silent armada was now awake. Not watching, not warning, moving in the Varan Council chambers. The aliens finally understood. Footage came from a science ship too close to the core. It showed the rift open and something coming through. Not ships, not creatures. Something else. Shadows with form. Light that screamed. Shapes that didn't follow the laws of physics. The feed went dark after 9 seconds. The last word from the crew. It's inside our minds. Then silence forever. Panic spread through the galaxy. The old enemy was real. It wasn't human. It never was. The galaxy had blamed the wrong species for the last war. It was the Holoan ancient force. Sealed by the first civilizations buried in the core. And forgotten. Until now, the humans had never been the threat. They had been the prison guards. And now, the prison was open. The Kree Empire called an emergency vote. We must join the humans. We have no choice. If they fall, we fall. Even the oldest enemies of Earth bowed their heads. Too late to fix the past, but maybe not too late to survive the future. Commander Solara stood before her crew. They know now. We are not alone in this war anymore. But they still don't understand what's coming. The rift roared open, and the sky turned black. Thousands of hollow entities poured into real space. Some looked like ships, others like clouds of light. Some had no shape at all. They came in silence, just like the humans once did, but not to protect, to consume, to rewrite everything. Matter, time, thought. The first wave hit the outer defenses. Human ships responded fast. Silent weapons fired strange beams, curved missiles, energy that bent space. They fought hard. They held the line, but the hollow kept coming. They couldn't be stopped, only contained. Solara activated the final protocol. Send the call. A single word was transmitted across the stars: unity. From every corner of the galaxy, alien fleets turned. Varan dreadnoughts, Kree carriers, Zalari pulse ships. Even outlaw clans joined. They arrived near Earth, surrounding the rift. No longer as enemies, but as allies. Fighting beside the humans they once feared, because now they understood. Humanity had been silent for centuries, not to hide, but to prepare. And now the universe would need them more than ever. Earth was silent for centuries. Now the universe listens. The sky above Earth was no longer blue. It was fire. It was war. The rift had fully opened. The hollow had come. Thousands of strange enemies moved through space-dark clouds, glowing beasts, twisted machines, and things with no shape at all. They were not just here to destroy. They were here to erase reality. One world at a time. Human. Fleets fought in silence. They moved like shadows fast. Cold, perfect alien ships joined them: Varan, Kree, Zelari, and other Zaces that once feared Earth now flew beside it. Together, they formed a great wall around the core, a final stand. One chance. Inside her command ship, Commander Solara gave her last order: activate the silence engine. Her crew didn't hesitate. Deep below Earth's surface, a massive sphere began to glow. It pulsed like a heart. This was humanity's last secret, not a weapon of destruction, but a reset, a way to push back the hollow, a way to seal the rift. From both sides. But there was one problem. Whoever activated it from inside wouldn't come back. Solara entered the chamber alone. She recorded one last message to the galaxy. You feared us. You watched us in silence. You turned your backs when we cried for help. But we didn't hate you. We prepared to save you. We became what you were too afraid to be. And when your children look at the stars, tell them who stood here. Tell them Earth remembered. Tell them we listened. Pressed her hand to the core. White light burst from the planet. A wave of energy flew across space. The hollow screamed. Ships burned. Reality twisted. Then, everything stopped. The rift closed. The sky turned black again. The war was over. A week later, galaxy was quiet. Ships floated near Earth, helping rebuild. Alien leaders walked its soil for the first time. They saw cities powered by light, forests grown by machines, oceans cleaned by human tech. They saw hope, and they knew the truth. Humanity hadn't disappeared. They had evolved. They had become guardians of the galaxy. A child on a distant world asked his mother, "Who saved us?" The mother smiled and pointed to the stars. Earth. They were silent for centuries. But when they spoke, the universe listened. Earth was silent for centuries. Now the universe listens. The galaxy thought it had seen the worst. They were wrong. One by one, human ships began to appear, not just near the core, but everywhere, in quiet star systems, behind asteroid belts. Old battle zones left untouched for centuries. They came in silence, No lights, no sound, no messages. Just dark shapes in the void, shaped like blades and shadows. On the moon Cartho 7, a mining colony spotted something strange. A small child named Ruvo pointed at the sky. "Look, Mama, star that moves." But it wasn't a star. It was a human scout ship, black and cold, watching from orbit. It didn't attack, it didn't speak, it just watched. The colony went into lockdown. But later that night, every screen in the city lit up. One sentence appeared: humanity has returned. Prepare. Then the lights turned off again. Panic spread. But deep inside his mind, young Ruvo heard a voice. "You will see the truth, little one. We never left. We were waiting for the right time." Across alien space, fleets were scrambled, armies prepared for war. But no shots were fired. The human armada didn't move. It simply appeared, like ghosts reclaiming forgotten space. In a war council on Varan Prime, generals shouted, "We must destroy them now. Why aren't they attacking? What are they waiting for?" But one scientist, old and silent, finally stood. Her name was Kari, and her voice shook the room. "They're not waiting. They're listening." The room fell quiet. Kari walked to the screen and showed an old map one few had ever seen. It showed hidden human outposts across the galaxy. Secret ones, deep ones. Some were buried under ice. Some inside suns. Others inside planets, thought too. Be lifeless. They planted seeds everywhere, she said. They've been watching us the whole time. This is not an attack. It's a message. This is a wake-up call. Meanwhile, near the core, Commander Solara stood before a giant glass screen. Behind it was a prison of energy. Something. Inside it was moving. Something ancient. She turned to her crew. The galaxy has forgotten the real enemy. They buried it in the core and blamed it on us. Now it stirs. A young officer asked, "Should we tell them the truth?" Solara shook her head. "No, they never listened before. They'll listen when it's too late." She raised her hand. Begin. The final phase, wake the hidden armada. All across the stars, sleeping ships began to rise. Under oceans, inside moons. Within asteroid rings, old human technology activated. Engines lit. Eyes opened. And one by one, silent warships moved into the stars. They were not like old ships. They were smarter, faster, quiet, deadly. The kind of weapons you build when you expect no help, when you fight alone, when you prepare for the end. A message appeared on every major alien network. This time, not from Commander Solara, but from Earth itself, from the center of the planet. A voice rang out, not loud, not angry.com, firm. "We are not conquerors. We are not victims. We are not your enemy. We are the wall between you. And what's coming? Stay out of our way." The signal ended, and the universe felt colder than ever before. Earth was silent for centuries now. The universe listens for 300 years. Earth was silent. Now, Earth spoke. Every communication satellite, every screen. Every station across the galaxy turned black. Then one image. Earth not broken, not burning, but alive, glowing. Cities that were once ruins now stood tall and clean, made of white stone and shining metal. Green forests had returned. The oceans were blue again. And above it all, a massive space ring spun slowly, built by human hands. The entire galaxy watched in silence. Then, a voice. It wasn't cold, wasn't angry. It was human, strong, calm, clear. "We did not die. We disappeared. You called us extinct. We were evolving. You called us dangerous. You were right. But you never asked why." On a council ship orbiting Varan, alien leaders gathered. The message was still playing. "You remember the war? But you do not remember the beginning. We did not start it. You did. You feared us. So you attacked. We did not forget." A hollow projection of Earth filled the room. The human voice continued. We left not because we lost, but because we needed to grow. We found something. Power, a force older than time itself. It sleeps in the core, but it is waking. Only we know how to stop it. You fear us. That is natural. But if you fear us more than what's coming, you will burn. In secret alien files hidden from public eyes, old notes were opened. Reports of strange signals near the core. Vanished science ships. Dark. Matter storms that whispered strange sounds. One word kept appearing. The hollow. An ancient name. A forgotten threat. Something the galaxy had sealed away. They long agone blamed the war on humans instead. Back on Earth, deep under the surface, a massive machine began to spin. It looked like a star engine, but older. Human scientists in white suits stood around it, quiet and focused. Commander Solara entered the room. Status. A technician replied, "The key is ready." Another said, "The rift will open soon." Solara nodded. "Let the galaxy play politics. We have a universe to protect." Meanwhile, a small farming world on the edge of the galaxy received a strange visitor. A single human walked through the fields, no armor, no weapons. The villagers gathered around, nervous. The human smiled softly and spoke. "Do not fear us. Fear what hides in your stars." He handed them a small cube. Inside it was a message. "This world will be safe, because we are watching." Then the human disappeared. No ship, no sound, just gone. In the skies above Earth, a new signal formed, visible even from space. A ring of light, and in the center, a growing, storm-controlled, focused, pulling energy from deep space. A rift, a gate, a warning. The humans were not just coming back. They were building something. Something huge. Something meant for war. But not war against the galaxy. War against what was coming through the rift. The final part of Earth's message played. You once asked, "What will humans become?" Now you will see. We became the guardians of the dark. And now the darkness is coming.